What's up guys, Maddie here from metaverse. So Apple released their Vision Pro the other day, their own AR or VR glasses. I don't know what it is these days. I think it's XR glasses. Pretty damn cool. You can do a bunch of different things like TV monitors. Super cool. You can look at apps in AR while you're in the kitchen. You can draw stuff around screens that revolve around. You can watch TV from wherever you want. A lot of really cool things with Apple, and knowing Apple, they work on seamless technology and making sure that it's accessible to everyone and it just works really good. But there's been a developer called Crispin who released a bit of an insight as to his 3 to 4 years, I believe, of development of the technology. And he's going through how on the back end, there's about 2 paragraphs here that are super WTF moments where they talk about AI models that can predict your eye movements, that can predict your feelings, that can read who and what you're thinking, and then give you a better UX so that you can navigate using AR much better. And I get it. You sort of need that to make seamless technology, but what exactly are we sort of giving up to get that? So in this video, I wanted to go through some of those commentary and look at, okay, Apple is a really cool company. They're building great products out there. This is how they work. Some of the stuff we're actually assigning our rights to is quite interesting. And I think we have to be aware of that in the modern age, or else really quickly, we're going to get to a Black Mirror situation. And I don't know if we're all going to be okay with that. Let's jump into it a little bit. Once again, I mean, like if you look at the video, everything just works so smooth, right? And there's a reason for that with Apple. When you look at something and it's just there, when you can sort of move, you can almost, I think there was a scene here where you could move the screen based on where you're looking, or you can, so here, like this person is expanding and minimizing or clicking on certain things using his hands. So how is he doing that? When normally you'd click on something to figure out that, hey, this is the thing I'm talking about, or whether it be a Word document or it'd be an image on Photoshop that you're editing, right? You have to click to tell the software what you want to do something to, and then you do that thing with that thing that you've clicked, right? You highlight it, you cut it, you move it around. So with AR glasses, it's sort of interesting because if you look at some of the stuff, let's read into Sterling's commentary a little bit. I'm going to read 2 paragraphs that I think are probably the most interesting, and that got me thinking, wait a second. A user is in a mixed reality or virtual reality experience, and AI models are trying to predict if you are feeling curious, mind-wandering, scared, paying attention, remembering a past experience, or some other cognitive state. And these may be inferred through measurements like eye tracking, electrical activity in the brain, heartbeats and rhythms, muscle activity, blood density in the brain, blood pressure, skin conductance. Now, what the hell is even skin conductance, to be honest? I don't even know what that is, but you start to read some of these things, and these are like medical things that maybe doctors or surgeons need to know about you before doing some high-level surgery, right? And these are the access points that you give them, the stuff that they can read through vision tracking or looking at how the blood is flowing through your hands when you put on the controllers, etc. So, and then we keep going. There were a lot of tricks involved to make specific predictions possible, which the handful of patents I'm named on go into detail about. One of the coolest results involved predicting a user was going to click on something before they actually did. Predicting a user is going to click on something before the user actually clicked on something. Let's keep reading on exactly how they do that, but I want to come back to that a little bit. That was a ton of work and something I'm proud of. Your pupil reacts before you click, in part because you expect something will happen after you click. So you can create biofeedback with the user's brain by monitoring their eye behavior and redesigning the UI in real time to create more of this anticipatory pupil response. It's a crude brain-computer interface via the eyes, but very cool, and I'd take that over invasive brain surgery any day. I mean, I don't know, like these are like the points that I read and I'm like, man, do I want them to know what I'm going to do before I do it? So apparently, according to these guys and their research, and I'm sure these guys have thousands of people in this team using AI models and research and doing their own sort of investigations and testing, blah blah, that are working on this to an extent that we have no clue how deep this actually is. But do I want someone to, again, read my pupils to figure out Maddie is thinking about something? Maddie's hungry and he may need some food, so let's show him a food ad because they can tell that I'm starving, my tummy's rumbling, and they're like, boom, Uber Eats, you want to click your most recent order, click, buys it because your wallet is already connected to Apple Wallet. Like, this is getting insane. I get it, because we want to be a super, I guess, lazy society where everything just pops up and we're just sort of doing things. We don't have to think much about it. It all works. We don't even have to click where we want to go. The pupil picks up, or AR glasses pick up what we're thinking about and what exactly we want to cut and paste or whatever it may be. But if you really get into it, like if this technology or this data gets in the hands of bad people, and you know what? Facebook ads. So Facebook, if you look at the data that's available for Facebook, so let's look into that a little bit. So a lot of people don't know this, but Facebook, through its behavior monitoring of how people are using the platform, categorizes those behaviors, right? So for advertisers, they can click an interest, whether you are in the entertainment industry or they can choose your family and relationship status, your fitness and wellness, how often you go out and say that, you know, you have been going for a run or updating your status or certain categories in that sense. They can start to target you based on your interests. So those people that are interested in social classes, social science, that are engineers, and it starts to give you an audience of people that you can target as an advertiser. So if I'm Coca-Cola, I can figure out who my demographic is and fine tune that demographic to buy my stuff, right? And that's the power of what Facebook has made available just by us using the platform by clicking stuff on a desktop or mobile. You can imagine when we start to get eye track, what sort of information are we giving away to businesses? Again, demographic and financial. They can even target you based on your income. If you've put in your income, they know that on the back end, and that's demographic targeting behavior they can get. A life event. So if you've recently divorced, if you've recently gotten married, if you work in business and finance, if you work in a small business, it gets really specific with Facebook ads. If you're a renter, if you're a homeowner, like these are a lot of information that someone knows or a business knows before they target you. And like I said, this is what I think about because I used to work in advertising. So I understand that when it comes to really cool technology, it's really about categorizing data and making that available to advertisers. So there's a lot we have to think about when it comes to the specifics of what information we're giving away and how we're giving that information away. I think the how is a bit of a question mark. Before it used to be, well, you're inputting your text fields, you're signing agreements, and that's the data you're giving away. So, okay, well, I'm not going to put my relationship status on Facebook because I don't want to do that. And I don't want them to have that information. But if Apple is eye tracking, picking up sounds around you, and my wife or my partner calls, it's going to be like, well, this person has a relationship. If my kid comes into the house, into my room like once or twice a week, it's going to be like, well, this person has a kid that is probably in his office, in his room. It's just going to get super creepy, right? Anyway, just some commentary on some of the stuff that we're giving up in terms of really high tech. I am so extraordinarily excited about the future of technology, more excited about the fear of how that technology will change society. I think that society change is just a part of our life as human species, but technology and who's getting involved and how much information we're giving away, that sort of thing is something we as people need to understand and know. Hopefully this has done that for you guys, or at least brought you some sort of awareness in the area. Anyway, follow me. My name is Maddie. I run this blog or this YouTube video under Metaverse, and I'll be covering much more tech advancements in this space. So notifications on, and give me a follow.